Cholesterol. For decades, that single word has carried so much fear. Many of us grew up hearing that cholesterol was dangerous, that it clogs your arteries, that it's the reason for heart attacks. But here's the truth: cholesterol is not your enemy. In fact, your body couldn't survive a single day without it. Cholesterol is part of every single cell in your body. It helps build the walls of those cells, it creates hormones, and it keeps your body running smoothly. It's so important that even if you never ate a single bite of cholesterol, your body would still make it. Yes, it can produce cholesterol out of sugar. That's how essential it is. So why does it have such a bad reputation? The reason is simple: not all cholesterol is the same. When you get a blood test, you see numbers like LDL, HDL, and triglycerides. Doctors used to say LDL is the bad cholesterol and HDL is the good. But science has moved forward, and what we now know changes the story completely. There are actually two very different types of LDL. One is called large buoyant LDL. Think of it as light and fluffy, it doesn't really hurt you. This type of LDL often goes up when you eat natural fats like butter or olive oil. And here's the surprise: this kind of LDL is not harmful to your heart. Then there is the other kind called small, dense LDL. This is the troublemaker because it's tiny, it can slip into the walls of your arteries. Once inside, it gets oxidized, it rusts in a way, and that's when it begins to form the dangerous plaques that can block blood flow and cause heart disease. So the real question is, what raises this small, dense LDL? For years, we were told it was fat. But the truth is it's sugar. Sugar drives up your triglycerides, and those triglycerides are what get turned into the harmful kind of LDL. In other words, the sweet stuff, not the fat on your steak or the butter on your toast, is what creates the cholesterol particles that damage your heart. And then, of course, there's HDL, the so-called good cholesterol. HDL works like a shuttle. It picks up extra cholesterol floating around in your blood and carries it back to the liver where it can be recycled. The higher your HDL, the better this shuttle system works and the safer your arteries are. So when we put it all together, cholesterol itself is not the villain. It becomes a problem when too much sugar in our diet shifts the balance, creating more of those small, dense LDL particles and raising the risk of heart disease. That means the real key to protecting your heart is not cutting out every bit of fat, but learning to cut back on sugar. For those of us over 60, this is good news. It means you don't need to fear every egg or every bite of cheese or the pat of butter on your vegetables. Instead, focus on the added sugars that sneak into so many foods. That's where the real danger lies. So the next time you hear someone say cholesterol is bad, you can smile because you know the deeper truth. Cholesterol is part of life, part of healing, part of every heartbeat. It's not the cholesterol itself, but how our modern diet changes its shape that determines whether it becomes harmful. If you found this explanation helpful, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you still feel nervous about eating foods with cholesterol, like eggs or butter? Share your experience in the comments. And remember, subscribe today so you won't miss more simple but powerful insights for keeping your heart strong and healthy.